It's your girl, Sadi Rose, coming to you with today's word. Did y'all miss me? Happy Friday to you. Sending you so much light, love, and protection. And welcome you to the Celestial Kingdom frequency, where we very intentionally work to create heaven on earth. Given the times that we're in, y'all, I know some of y'all are probably like really kind of rethinking everything that you've ever known. There is so much coming exposed, being revealed. You know, now they're talking about UAPs and like how aliens are underwater, and you know, there's just it's very clear that there is more than what a lot of us have seen on the surface. And I've been telling y'all, this is very much spiritual warfare and battle that's taking place. And so it might make you think immediately, like I always thought, you know, you live this life and then you die and then you get to decide if you're going to hell or heaven, or maybe you haven't ever believed that there, you know, was the spiritual or God or a creator, or you just thought that this avatar, that this body was it, and you're very kind of limited in how you thought about your life. And if you are for the first time or just beginning this journey where you're exploring yourself and you're wondering what this all means, you might be panicking, thinking about, well, I haven't really treated people right. I haven't really lived my life with purpose. I haven't really lived with integrity, and, you know, or whatever it is. And, you know, a lot of Christians call it sin, or, you know, I call it karmic activity. But, you know, whatever it is, you know, that you've done to this point, I want you to know, no matter how bad it is, that God loves you. God is meeting you right at this moment, just the way that you are. And it is not too late to go toward the light, to work toward Christ consciousness. We are a beautiful masterpiece. We are not meant to be perfect. We are meant to be masterpieces. And masterpieces have imperfections. All praise to the Most High God. Love to the Mother. There are some very critical things I want you to know, especially as we're going into this interesting time that we're in. And like I said, you are a beautiful masterpiece. You are an artist. Life is your canvas. You have the power to change, no matter what you've done. Now, karma is real. What you have given, you will get back. But the only moment is now to choose to be different. And for anybody, even if you haven't done horrible things in your eyes, or just if you're just not happy with the decisions that you've made in life, or you're not living a life that you want, or the people around you are not loving you like how you need, one of the most important things for this time to get you on track, to getting to know yourself, to getting to build your relationship with God, is clearing the clutter and loosening yourself from the subprogramming and toxic habits that you may or may not know exist. They're like, y'all, I told you, it's like an onion when you're taking off layers of yourself, and every time you take off a layer and you do it well, another one appears. There have been things coming to the surface for myself lately that I had no acknowledgement that I was this way, or that I was doing it, and I could not see it until I healed in other ways. And so I just want to tell you that, because this is not an overnight process. It can be lifetimes, y'all. But what matters is knowing that every day you are waking up with intention to be better, Because you see, the reason why we are where we are here today, in the beginning there was everything, right, with God. And God, we descended in frequency from source so that we could experience ourselves. So that even though we already knew everything, but so that we could feel it. And so that we could go through the process of realization and healing and the accomplishment that goes with that and the learning that goes with that. And we've fallen a lot. But it's not, when you right now, like, I know it's kind of hard to think outside of humans, but there have definitely been powers, external forces that have taken it way too dark. It was never supposed to be like this. They tilted the balance and their reign is over. That's what all this is about. That's why there's a mothership sitting outside the solar system. Game over. Time to get some balance and harmony back. But it's just it's a journey. It's your healing journey. It's gonna take time. And you've got to realize that you are a being of duality, of light and darkness. People don't like saying that because they think, oh, well, you say you're darkness, that means you're evil. No, it means that you have a south node. You have a north node, you have a south node. There is darkness in each one of us because of the things that have happened generationally, even prior to being on Earth. Just real talk. I'm not going to hold back no more. And, as I've said before, energy gets passed through the bloodline. So if there has been immense trauma that was never healed in the bloodline, in the DNA, whether human or not, it will carry, which is why we are the way that we are today, and which has made us very vulnerable and susceptible to beings that want to harness that energy, that feed off of chaos, that feed off of war and division and disharmony, that are very advanced in technology, but did not choose to elevate the frequency of their consciousness in tandem. And boy, they have wreaked havoc on light beings, but they are outnumbered. And I just say that because I really want you to understand what this darkness is in you so that you don't hate yourself for it. Understand it's something that you have to process and identify, and you have to heal from it. The first step is understanding you have it. And you got to heal from it, and then you have to release it, even if you've hurt other people and you seek to try to address it, or you've lied on other people and you can't reverse the damage for what you've done. You got to at least try. You got to at least try. If you know that you're gossiping too much, stop gossiping, or at least try. It's really about baby steps, y'all. Every day is a baby step, and you don't try to do it all at once. You don't try to wake up overnight and be like, I'm going to be full-fledged Christ consciousness. It's going to happen tomorrow. Because it's not. Pick and choose what are the things that are most bothering you, and focus on those things and take baby steps to better yourself. And the more that you do, every decision that you make for yourself, to improve yourself, to process your pain, to heal from it, and that you decide you're not going to carry on generationally to your kids, a battle has been won. The battle is inside all of us, y'all, to increase our frequency for humanity. That is the battle that is being waged right now, that you're about to see real time. It is very important, no matter what battle is going on, that you stay focused. That you stay focused on doing what I'm telling you to do, which is taking baby steps to address the shadow in you, to heal it and release it, not only for yourself, this will be for your kids. And even if you have done damage and your kids have seen it, the fact that you will put effort into writing it now will make a difference for those children and their children. And it gets deep. I'm not going to go into how deep it goes, where you can go back and past to heal your ancestors too. But if you make a decision to stop a generational toxic pattern or behavior, it will help your lineage as well. It will cut off the toxicity, the curse that has carried with the family. And I know y'all know what I'm talking about. There are families where murder carries. Either they're murdered or they murder others. There are families where alcoholism carries. It goes from one family to the next. And the trauma usually hasn't been talked about. It just keeps carrying, both, men and women. Drug abuse, addiction, assault, rape, carrying with the bloodline, privilege, racism, oppression, demonics, carrying with the bloodline. You have the power to change everything. And that is what all of this has been about. Making you think that you have no power. That you have no right to choose the story of your life. But you do. Now, I want to tell y'all, you're going to understand soon some stuff that's going to come out about the powers at war that have been controlling this realm. And it could be very scary for you. It is very important because things are going to get dicey. That one of the most important things that you do is build your connection to God. It's hard for you to build your connection with God when you don't have space to do it. And I'm speaking from real experience. Like when I was getting attacked, I didn't understand why it was happening spiritually. And it was because my frequency was lower and like my relationship with God wasn't where it should have been. And in order for me to be able to really tap into my intuition and build my relationship with God, I had to, what it eventually ended up clearing me up so I could do that. And I could get that negative energy that was getting launched at me from every angle. If y'all knew what was actually in the same space with you on any given day, and especially y'all houses, you wouldn't like it. Spiritually. I just, there were certain things I did. Grounding outside is one important thing that you should start doing to cleanse your energy, to connect back to earth. Getting a grounding mat is another thing. Sound bowls in your house, playing high frequency that is so powerful. Play that high frequency music. Play the YouTube videos and just all you got to do in the search is put high frequency music. The music is one of the most important things. Singing is one of the most important things. A jovial song, a heartfelt song, Chantra Seba, blast Chantra Seba. All in your house. You hear me? Put that high frequency music in your house. Get you some Florida water. Whatever you got to do. Sage. If you into crystal, get your crystals. Get your obsidian and your tourmaline and your hematite and your quartz. Protect yourself. Get that negative energy up off you. And I know some of y'all are going to be like, oh, well, this is that and this is that. I don't subscribe to any of that. I am a being of light, and I work with God. And I am telling you something that you really need to know for what is to come. And I hope that you'll take it seriously so that you can give yourself space to get to know God and to heal. And so that these illusions that will drive you crazy and make your emotions run rampant on you can be dealt with, so you can start thinking and seeing clearly and seeing yourself maybe for the first time, because that's where the work begins. Like I said, when I was getting attacked spiritually, I was in bad situations, really bad situations. And I was like, why is this happening to me? Not only am I getting attacked in a physical, spiritually, I am in a freaking horror movie. I ain't lying, y'all. Really, really crazy stuff. And it was because, I am who I am to the Most High God, but it was also because I wasn't protecting myself. I wasn't building my relationship with God on a daily basis. And so you're probably like, well, what does building a relationship with God on a daily basis look like? Please go watch my videos. I go over on each message, just you'll hear stuff getting thrown in. I can spit out some things, like I said, your morning routine. Make sure you're waking up. Make sure you have that smile on your face. Make sure that you meditate before you get going. Give yourself time to be mindful. Make sure that you're doing some movement, throughout the day. Make sure that you're listening to your intuition. Make sure before you make any better, major decision, you ask God how you should do. Make sure when you go to different places that you pray as before you enter, and that when you leave, you ask that any energy that's not yours be returned, and that you call your power back. Make sure before you go in your home that you praying that you don't bring anything into your house that could possibly upset the balance of the protection that you have set for your energy field in your home and your peace. Pray to God that whenever you meet someone new, and especially if it's a partner, that they give you discernment about the intentions of whether or not someone is under the influence of demonic negative frequency energy. And that if you are in a situation currently with someone like that, that God gives you the discernment of how you should handle it. Listening to your intuition. Should you immediately release them? Or is there another way in terms of setting clear boundaries and accountability? Building your relationship with God is prioritizing your spiritual life as your lifestyle, as your way of living. It is not on the back burner. It is your everyday, and everything else is on the back burner. I'm just keeping it 100%. I go to work and I do my job well. But who I am at my job is, a spiritual being with Christ consciousness. And my household lives by the laws of God in the universe, the spiritual laws. What we strive for is Christ consciousness. That's what governs the house, and because of that, the house is protected. Occasionally we get energy that comes in, but that's because I'm not even going to detail on that. So I hope that this makes sense. I know this is one of my more extreme messages where I'm just really, really talking honest to you, but I'm talking to you like this because I think you're going to see some stuff that might make you a little scared in the days to come. And I don't want you to be afraid. I want you to know that God loves you and God is with you right now. Just build your relationship with him. Peace.